Right now, live at 5, the CDC has released new guidelines for reopening schools as President Trump says funding for schools in the next relief package should be limited to those that are reopening. Plus, millions of Americans are at their breaking point, unable to pay next month's rent as the federal moratorium that protected renters from eviction during the pandemic expires today.
Hibbing Taconite workers head back on the job after a near 3-month shutdown.
Coming up tonight, a shortage of aluminum is impacting breweries here in the Twin Ports.
Plus, one Duluth couple is turning the page on access to inclusive reading. We'll show you how.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS 3.
Welcome to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look near Hibbing Taconite as hundreds prepare to return to work at the mine that has been idled for months due to COVID-19. Thanks for joining us. It's been almost 3 months since ArcelorMittal announced it would be idling Hibbing Taconite, leaving around 650 people laid off. But now, some good news as employees return to the Hibbing mine this weekend. CBS 3's Kristen Bakke joins us live from Hibbing with more on the precautions being taken as COVID-19 lingers. Kristen, what?
We're at the entrance of Hibbing Taconite, where, as you can see, just down this road, there's not a lot going on. But come tomorrow night, after 3 months of layoffs, it'll be a different story here. Obviously, a big part of restarting production involves taking necessary precautions to make sure employees stay safe and to try and prevent an outbreak of the coronavirus within the mining facility. United Steelworkers Local 2705 Union President Chris Johnson has been working with HIBTAC management to put proper protocols in place as union members return to work. That includes following all CDC and state guidelines, staggering start and break times, extra cleaning, limiting the number of people in vehicles, and ensuring social distancing is possible throughout the facility. Now, Johnson told us they will continue to upgrade precautions and procedures as the virus is ever changing. In a statement to CBS 3, he said, quote, "We are preparing for the possibility of a positive case, but hoping we can make it through this without. We are all hopeful that there is no spike in our nation that will affect the industry anymore." Now, the first week back, HIBTAC will be ramping up production to send out its first round of pellets on Sunday of next week.
Kristen, this is obviously good news for the local economy there as well. What can you tell us there?
It's no secret that mining plays a major role, not just for folks who work at the mines, but for the vendor supplier industries. And tonight at 6, we'll hear from Iron Mining Association President Kelsey Johnson about that impact and what it means once the mines go back online for that supplier vendor industry. Tony?
HIBTAC wasn't the only mine to idle during the pandemic. U.S. Steel's KeyTac is still idled with 375 people laid off. Another U.S. Steel mine, Mintac, is almost back to full capacity. 38 employees there are still on a voluntary layoff. 6 others are on involuntary layoffs and will go back to work Monday. We did reach out to Cliffs to learn when they plan to bring back the more than 400 workers who were laid off from the North Shore mine in April. We have yet to hear back. Meanwhile, Congressman Pete Stauber is attacking a proposed bill that could spell trouble for Twin Metals and other Iron Range mines looking to expand. Congresswoman Betty McCollum, a Democrat representing the Twin Cities area in the U.S. House, is leading the legislation. It includes nearly $37 billion in federal funding for environmental protections, the Great Lakes, drinking water initiatives, and more. But it also says none of that money can be used to review or approve any mine plan proposed for the Superior National Forest or the Rainy River watershed. That would directly impact Twin Metals, which is working on getting permits for an underground copper-nickel mine near the Boundary Waters. Stauber, a Republican representing the Iron Range, says it could also impact operations at Mintac, Minorca, and North Shore mines, which he says employ nearly 2,000 union workers.
These blue-collar jobs support families in my district. Jobs we need, especially during this pandemic.
In a statement, McCollum slammed President Trump and his administration for what she called fast-tracking mine projects near the BWCA at every opportunity. She added, it's our obligation to make sure decisions about public lands are based on science. The bill was passed in the U.S. House today. It now moves on to the Senate. After weeks of promising updated guidance, the CDC has come out with its recommendations for local schools to safely reopen. Natalie Brandt breaks them down from the White House.
The new CDC guidance for school reopening says a key consideration for administrators should be the spread of COVID-19 in communities.
It is our firm belief that our schools are essential places of business, if you will, that our teachers are essential personnel.
The guidelines recommend keeping students in pods and having teachers stay with that same group. They also advise keeping broader recommendations such as social distancing, face masks, and hand hygiene. The CDC notes the virus poses a relatively low risk to school-age children, but health officials concede there is still a lot that is unknown.
We certainly know from other studies that children under 10 do get infected. It's just unclear how rapidly they spread the virus.
While President Trump has pushed for schools to fully reopen in the fall, he's now acknowledged that districts in hot spots may need to delay, saying that will be up to governors.
But the president is still pushing Congress to tie school funding in the next COVID relief bill to reopening.
If schools do not reopen, the funding should go to parents to send their child to public, private, charter, religious, or homeschool of their choice.
The White House and Senate Republicans have yet to announce a deal on the new bill.
Those discussions are still ongoing, and I'm not going to get in the middle of the negotiation, other than to say our priority right now is we feel it's very important to address extending those unemployment insurances.
The extended unemployment payouts are set to expire this weekend.
Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says he expects to announce the Phase 4 coronavirus relief bill next week. Closer to home, Douglas County plans to offer free coronavirus testing next week. County officials and the Wisconsin National Guard will be hosting 2 testing sites. The first is Wednesday at the Superior Middle School from 2 to 8. The second is Thursday at the Solon Springs Community Center from 9 to 5. Leaders say any resident who is experiencing COVID-19 symptoms or who has been in close contact to someone who has tested positive is encouraged to get tested. And Dave joins us for a quick look at the weather. Dave, just like yesterday, another beautiful day around the region.
Yeah, very nice, but starting to get warmer as a warm front works into our region. That's the leading edge of the low pressure system that's coming our way. I like to show this live look here of the FE area because it shows a good chunk of the sky. And for the most part, it's very beautiful, but the heat of the day is creating a good deck there of cumulus clouds, the benign variety right now. But as that low pressure system gets closer, the clouds will get thicker and they'll become less friendly. And I think there's still going to be a chance for weekend storms here this weekend. Maybe not tonight. After midnight from the warm front, we've got a 20% chance of showers and storms around our area, but I don't think this time they're going to become severe. We did get a little action this morning. It's that cold front there that's going to bring the bigger chance for the storms Saturday afternoon and Saturday night, and those ones could indeed become severe. So our weekend forecast says tonight there's that 20% rain chance after midnight, low pretty warm, 69, 70 degrees around the area. 70% chance for the storms on Saturday with highs going 85 to 90. But then we get a bit of a relief by Sunday afternoon. We shake off the rain chance, and then an extended dry period comes around, which we'll show you on the 7-day forecast.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come, learn how you could help better your hometown and how a local city is dealing with the major event cancellation. Stay tuned. City by City is coming up next. And tonight at 6, learn why flags all across Wisconsin will fly at half-staff this weekend.
Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS 3 Duluth.
Northwest Outlet store is open. Yes, Northwest Outlet is open for business. Tuesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, get up to 40% off of the North Face and Columbia's entire line of summer clothing. New colors, styles on capris, tees, shorts, rain, wind, and fleece jackets. And UPF sun-rated clothing. Big bargains on sandals, rubber boots, and trail shoes from Keene, Teva, Merrill, Chaco, Columbia, and the North Face. Northwest Outlet is open Tuesdays through Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and online 24/7 with curbside pickups during store hours.
I'm Caitlin, and I'm into nursing. We have small class sizes, so we actually get to know each other, know our instructors. All of the faculty at Lake Superior College, they're here to help you succeed and choose the right path.
This thing is really dusty. DBS, your all things basement company. Does your home have uneven or sloping floors? How about cracked drywall, stair-stepping cracks, or bowed basement walls? You may have a problem with your foundation. Call the specialists at DBS. They thoroughly inspect your property and provide a permanent solution to your foundation problem. We offer a fully transferable warranty, unmatched in our area. Contact DBS, your all things basement company, for a free, no obligation estimate. Call or visit us online. DBS, helping your family have a healthy, safe, and comfortable home.
They're live, they're local. Watch the CBS 3 News with Kristen Baki and Anthony Matt tonight at 6, right after the CBS Evening News at 5:30.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS 3. Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS 3 Duluth. Watch Anthony Matt weekdays at 6 and 10 p.m. on live local CBS 3 Duluth.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look over Lake Superior on a beautiful and sunny day as we make our way into the weekend. Dave will be in just a few minutes to talk about your forecast for Saturday and Sunday. But first, let's see what's happening around the region. How Ely is dealing with the major event cancellation and why a big Iron Range city is holding a rally. That and more as we take you around the Northland city by city. The pandemic may have put a pause on Ely's famous Blueberry Fest this year, but that doesn't mean the northern Minnesota town is going without celebrations. It would have been held this weekend. The town's Chamber of Commerce says a lot of people kept their hotel reservations, so they crafted a number of socially distanced events, now known as Operation Blueberry. We have more on our website, cbs3duluth.com. And the newly created group Voices for Ethnic and Multicultural Awareness of Northern Minnesota is holding a rally on Sunday at Bennett Park in Hibbing. The rally will be held from 3 to 6. The creators of the group say they hope others will share their stories of racism, discrimination, or prejudice at the rally. They hope the attendees of the rally can learn something new about social issues. And the United Way of 1,000 Lakes, which represents the Itasca County area, announced they plan to hold days of action throughout the summer, which allow volunteers to help better their communities. The event has already been held in Coleraine, where volunteers repainted crosswalks and did some landscaping. The next time you can volunteer is July 30th. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, go ahead and send us an email, and it might be featured as we go around the Northland, city by city. Still to come, learn how local breweries are dealing with an aluminum shortage.
This live look shows the action over Ashland, and it's actually pretty calm, but action could be coming tomorrow when that thunderstorm system comes our way. We'll talk about how long it'll stick around and the dry spell to follow right after our break.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charity Reynolds. I would like to remind you that COVID-19 is still around. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay home as much as possible. Thank you.
When you think of a bank, you think of people in a place. But when you have the Chase mobile app, your bank can be virtually any place. So when you get a check, you can deposit it from here. And you can see your transactions and check your balance from here. You can detect suspicious activity on your account from here. And you can pay your friends back from here. So when someone asks you, where's your bank? You can tell them, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Or, here's my bank. Because if you download and use the Chase mobile app, your bank is virtually any place. So visit chase.com/mobile.
Here at Cook Hospital, we are open for both emergency and elective patients. With our rigorous cleaning measures, we've created a safe space for our patients to seek care and feel at ease during their visits. Call us today to set up an appointment or visit us online at cookhospital.org.
This is ultra-fast, insanely powerful, fiber-powered internet with speeds from 60 meg up to 1 gig. Supercharged home Wi-Fi and 99.99% network reliability. It's gonna rock your world. Take your internet to the extreme, starting at just $19.99 a month for a year. Call 844-EXTREME2.
Mom's gonna kill us.
Gorilla Super Glues. Of course.
Gorilla has a fix for every project. Original brush and nozzle and ultra controlled gel for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
meteorologist Dave Anderson with this 2:40 in the morning update on the weather. And it's been a bit rough in Wisconsin.
Down, it gets super dark. Oh, that crazy light.
Have a severe thunderstorm warning.
For the coverage you need, tune to live, local CBS 3.
Hi, I'm Dr. Charity Reynolds. I would like to remind you that COVID-19 is still around. Remember to wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay home as much as possible. Thank you.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS. Now, the CBS 3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
All right, let's talk about the weather. Now here's another live look, and we're taking a look at Blackjack Mountain in the Upper Peninsula. And you can see the shadows of the clouds moving across the hillside there because the clouds are increasing, and they're increasing because a low-pressure system is advancing towards us. And so the clouds are slowly lowering and thickening, and by tomorrow, that's when we get the best chance, or the worst chance, depending on your opinion of storms, of getting said storms. There's a slight chance tonight after midnight we'll get a little bit, and we did get a little bit this morning for just a tiny bit. But again, tomorrow night's going to be when it could be rambunctious. And right now I'm thinking that the worst threat of what we're going to get tomorrow afternoon and evening will be for heavy rains that could lead to some flooding rather than tornadoes this time around. And that's good news, because last Friday night and Saturday night, places like Red Cliff got more than they could handle. We need a little bit of a break. All right, let's move on now and start talking about what's breaking above the airport in Duluth, where the current temperature is there. It's 80 degrees. 80 degrees with relative humidity of 67%, 1,014 millibars. We take a look now at the current temperatures, and we have lower 80s in the Upper Peninsula, mid 80s in Wisconsin, and 80s and even 90s here in Minnesota, with things a little bit cooler by the lake. Two Harbors at 79, not too bad. 69 in Superior, that's awfully comfortable. Well, it's going to be hot and humid here through the weekend, and that humidity packs moisture. Of course, that can release energy, and that energy can help aggravate the storm system that's coming our way. So, like we mentioned, the clouds are slowly lowering and thickening here over the area as time goes on, but no precip happening right now. That little action we got this morning has passed away, but to our north and to our west, there's a low pressure system with its cold front that's coming to call, bringing that 20% chance of the rain after midnight tonight, which builds into a 70% chance by tomorrow afternoon and evening. Now, how much rain will we get, since this system could last until early afternoon on Sunday? Well, it looks like a ½ inch to an inch for many Minnesotans, and perhaps east central Minnesota, northwestern Wisconsin, and the Upper Peninsula could be more than an inch. So it's going to be a little bit wet indeed, a little bit juicy, and that's why we're fearing some flash flooding problems perhaps on Saturday night for us to watch out for. Tonight's forecast in Minnesota says low temps 64 to 70, 20% storm chance after midnight. Wisconsin, Michigan gets that same storm chance with low temps there 68 to 70. Pretty warm. Yeah, that warm front's really making things hot and muggy. Then tomorrow for Wisconsin and Michigan, high temps will run about 85 to 90 degrees. And indeed, the storm chance builds up through the day to become a 70% shot afternoon and evening. Minnesotans get that go-around as well. 70s by the lake, mid to upper 80s inland. Will it last all week long? No, it won't. It's going to start to break on Sunday. Could still be stormy through the morning, then getting less humid and more sunny in the afternoon, and a bit cooler as well, which drops us then into a period with a big ridge of high pressure dominating our weather from Monday through Thursday. That means, Tony, a sunnier sky, drier conditions like I mentioned, and high temps falling back into the upper 70s, which is normal for this time of year.
We'll keep our eye on tomorrow. I might have to cancel my golf plans, huh?
Yeah, you know, especially late afternoon, it probably won't be a good day to be pointing a metal pole up at the sky, you know, taunting nature.
I think you're probably right. Thanks, Dave.
The pandemic has brought on a shortage.
Across the country, an aluminum shortage is impacting all kinds of industries. It's being blamed on the pandemic. That impact is hitting businesses here in the Twin Ports, including a local brewery. CBS 3's Emma Quinn explains the impact it could have.
The pandemic has brought on a shortage of aluminum. That's impacting industries all across the country, including the breweries here in the Twin Ports like Ben Paddle.
The cause of the shortage is aluminum can production companies having to limit production due to the pandemic. Some breweries in the Twin Ports, including Bent Paddle, have had their orders cut or pushed back due to the shortage. Knowing there would be a shortage, Bent Paddle officials purchased a large bulk of cans ahead of the pandemic hitting the area.
So right now we're basically concentrating on just bringing in as many cans as we can when it comes to our flagship beers.
But the good news is that Bent Paddle's liquor store sales have increased 30% since the start of the pandemic. They credit that to bars and restaurants being closed for a period of time and people not wanting to leave the house. As of right now, Bent Paddle officials say they'll be okay due to prior planning, but come the end of September, that's when they're concerned if this shortage continues.
Thanks, Emma. And coming up tonight at 6, we'll hear from another Northland brewery that isn't quite as worried about the shortage. The federal moratorium that protected renters from eviction during the pandemic expires today. At the same time, the $600 in federal unemployment payments runs out at the end of the month. Michael George explains what this means for those living paycheck to paycheck.
Single mom Lisa Pradia says she did everything right. After she lost her job, she applied for federal aid. She negotiated with her landlord. But now, after a judge's ruling, she and her teenage daughter, Ayani, are being evicted from their Texas home.
Ayani's going to be turning 17 next week. Where do we go? I have no idea where we're going.
A staggering 19 to 23 million Americans are at risk of eviction by September, according to a study by the Aspen Institute. And the majority of those impacted, low-income renters and people of color.
This is fundamental for millions of Americans.
Zach Newman is one of the founders of the COVID-19 Eviction Defense Project. The group represents tenants facing eviction. He says while federal aid and state orders putting a freeze on evictions did help, much of that aid is now expiring. In a recent Census Bureau survey, 30% of renters said they have little or no confidence they can pay next month's rent.
When most Americans have less than $1,000 in savings and they lose their jobs and they're not able to work, their ability to pay their bills goes away pretty quick.
But property owners argue a freeze on evictions costs them dearly.
If somebody is not able to pay $900 right now, so next month that person will owe $1,800, then $2,700. It will just keep piling.
Lisa and her daughter are now trying to raise money to find a new home, and they know they're not alone.
This is beyond Ayani and I now. This isn't about us anymore. This has surpassed us.
Advocates say Congress could avert an eviction crisis by passing more aid for renters in the next stimulus bill.
Experts say if you're facing eviction, contact legal aid organizations in your area. They can help you understand what your options are. Coming up, learn how a local couple is bringing diverse reading to Duluth.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. Powerful Kubota diesel engine, ease of operation, and your choice of a dependable Kubota gear or HST transmission. The durable Kubota L-Series tractor. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo.
No one serves you better than Lula Gentleman.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
What up, America? Cedric here. You know, I've learned a lot about our human spirit during this special time at home.
Watch the lemon. What?
You can't hold us back. You can't keep us down. And you cannot keep a camera out of our hands. Celebrate the human spirit with me, the greatest at-home videos, tonight, 8, 7 Central on CBS.
When news happens, CBS 3 is there. We're cutting in with a follow-up to some breaking news.
Anytime, day or night, more cases of the coronavirus are popping up across the Northland.
The only confirmed cases in northeastern Minnesota.
Not do shopping today unless you absolutely must. Do not collect any supplies or equipment unless you absolutely need it today.
The Northland has seen its first coronavirus-related death.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, tune to CBS 3.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Bakke, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Vaki. Tuesdays at 10 only on Live Local CBS 3. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association.
When a crisis strikes, cash is the best form of relief. It can easily be transformed into health services, water, food, or clothes. Cash can travel everywhere and aid people all around the world. Donate. Smart. Fast. Donate cash.
When news breaks, be the first to know with CBS 3. Alerting you with our mobile app, taking you live to the scene.
A lot of protesters walking.
Bringing you complete coverage on air. Showing you what's happening now, what's next, how it affects you.
There's a massive fire. We have a crew there live
Focused
now.
on urgency. Focused on accuracy. When news breaks in your neighborhood, be the first to know. With live, local CBS 3. Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
One Duluth couple is turning the page on access to inclusive reading. Samantha Smingler and her partner Tiffany Sprague say they noticed a lack of cultural representation in children's stories. So they used time off during the pandemic to create a free library in their lakeside neighborhood yard. The pair collaborated with Zenith Bookstore, creating a collection that celebrates diversity. Spingler says children benefit from seeing themselves in book characters.
We really want to see the dynamic of whose stories are included and the empathy that we build and the kindness that we have towards others really grow and expand. And so this is really our effort to bring more kindness into the world.
The library, located on Gladstone Street and 44th Avenue East, asks those who take a book to leave one in return. Books even come in Braille and large print. Now to our favorite part of the show, where we feature our pet of the day. Today, it's 7-year-old hound mix, Nani. Nani is available for adoption at the Range Regional Animal Shelter. When she arrived at the rescue, she had some bladder issues, but she has been put on special food that has helped her get better and lose some weight. Nani is a happy, chill dog who wears a smile most of her days and can still have a pep in her step. If you are interested in adopting her, you can call the number on your screen.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, the CDC says kids should return to school this fall and issues new guidelines on how to stay safe. Tonight, the recommendations as more than 150 health experts urge politicians to shut the country down. Plus, the mask debate, why it's leading to a boom in the business for security guards. And it's Friday, so we go on the road with a newspaper delivery man who's on a mission to help the seniors on his route. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
CBS 3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health Pharmacies, keeping things safe, simple, and convenient through mail, local delivery, drive-through, and curbside pickup services.
When you need to replace your home's windows and doors, you want a brand you can trust. Infinity from Marvin is the smart choice for window replacement. Loved by homeowners like you who rated Infinity #1 in J.D. Power's 2019 customer satisfaction study. Only Infinity offers peace of mind that your windows and doors are built for life.
Created by Marvin Windows and Doors and professionally installed by Les Grumdahl Window and Siding. Choosing Infinity is as effortless as it is attractive.
After months of shutdowns, finally some good news for the local iron mining industry as some mines go back online.
Find out how a shortage of aluminum is having an impact on local breweries.
Tonight at 6 on CBS 3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3.
Every second of every day, it happens. Something big, something worth talking about. News happens, and you can't wait for it. You need to be constantly digging, asking, hunting, wanting more. More truth, more real answers. More who, what, where, when, and why. And it's about you. It's about now. It's about wherever, whenever. At Live Local CBS 3, it's about the news. Your neighborhood news.
Bonjour and Dinaway Maganadub. Hello, all my relatives. I'm Dr. Arnie Bainio, and I live in Duluth, and I love Duluth and the surrounding communities. Keeping COVID-19 from spreading is going to depend on all of us. Washing our hands frequently, keeping social distance, staying home if you can, and wearing a face mask is important. We need to keep our elders and those most vulnerable safe. This is about respect. This is about love.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men. Mainstream is your wedding headquarters. Downtown Duluth.
Thanks for joining us for the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look at a busy Canal Park on this beautiful Friday evening. Let's take a minute to recap our top story and find out what's coming up at 6. It has been almost 3 months since ArcelorMittal announced it would be idling Hibbing Taconite, leaving around 650 people laid off. But now some good news as employees return to the Hibbing mine this weekend. Management says they will be following both CDC and state guidelines to keep their workers safe. And the Duluth Fire Department is asking you to tie up your toys. The request comes after several false alarms in recent weeks. Tonight at 6, we'll tell you the impact responding to those has on the fire department's resources.